Welcome to Lifestyle Buzz Today with Orlando. Fresh, innovative, entertaining talk about topics we are all in one way or another involved with. And now, here's your host, Orlando Burgos.
Well, hello, fellow humanoids. How are you all? I hope all of you dads out there had a great, fantastic time. I know that I did. So welcome to Lifestyle Buzz, the antidote to boring radio and the connection to better living. I have a bone to pick with some people out there. So, bear with me for a second. Last week I had meetings and reunions with people all over the place. And everybody has the same sing song, complain. And one of the biggest complaints is that we are losing our freedom of speech and all of that. And you know what? Screw all of you, because you know what? It's not true. And I say that not to insult, but to show you that you can say just about anything you want, okay? The freedom of speech is yours to do. What other people have is the freedom to disagree with you, to not accept what you're saying. But by the same token, there is really no validity to the fact that you have to get into a confrontation about things, okay? We are all humans. We all live on this beautiful planet Earth. We all can say what we want. So let's just cut it out. I mean, it really ticks me off on the fact that all of a sudden it has become such a polemic that one side has more voice than the other. We all have. You can say whatever you want. Trust me. Say whatever you want and be happy. Let the other person disagree with you, smile, and become friends. So, that's it. We all need to be more friendly towards each other. Mark, you agree with that?
I agree that basically you shouldn't argue with idiots.
Yeah. It's very simple.
Yeah.
I think that what we need to do is just learn to get along. That's it.
That's basically, again, how about just the golden rule? How about just everybody following the golden rule?
Which is?
Treat others like you would like to be treated.
That's right.
That's it.
All right. I'd like to say, send a shout out to a very good friend of mine that lives in Las Vegas. It's Mauricio Quesada and his wife Angie, who are listening. Hello, guys. We'll be seeing you here pretty soon because I'm going to Las Vegas. Anyway, so have a great Sunday. Listen to the show. Enjoy yourself. Michael, what's up with you?
I'm doing very well. Happy to be here. Thanks.
How was your dad back?
Yes, he's back. We spent some time together on Father's Day. It was really nice.
Very nice.
In the house. I brought him a nice big box of C's candy, which was his favorite, and we gorged ourselves on that. So it was a really good time.
So it was a father and son C's box.
Exactly. Yeah, 2 pounder.
Oh, well, today is going to be a great show. We will be having a big chat with my guest, Mr. Marc Cashman, who happens to be the guru of voiceovers.
Oh, my goodness. That's quite a title to live up to. I don't necessarily agree with being a guru. I do have experience.
Mark, you're talking to the guy from the line. Come on.
Okay. All right.
I don't lie.
Okay.
And with that, let's take a little bit of a break and we'll be right back.
Let's talk about your credit cards. When you first start using them, it's a slow drip. You make charges, then more charges, then bills come, and they keep coming. When you open your statements, the floodgates come pouring in. You realize you have more credit card debt than you can afford, and you're barely making the minimum payments. Wouldn't it be nice to make one affordable payment and have all your credit card bills covered? Make this free call and learn our responsible way to get your credit card bills paid and under control.
Sponsored by Consumer Education Services, a nonprofit organization.
800-876-3643. 800-876-3643. 800-876-3643. That's 800-876-3643.
CESI is not a loan company. The establishment of a debt management plan may adversely affect your credit rating. Non-payment of debt may lead creditors to increase finance and other charges to undertake collection activity, including liquidation.
All right, we are back. Welcome back. And before we get this show on the road, I would like to extend my personal welcome to a new member of the CRN family, a terrific actor and singer, Mr. Robert Davi. I think he has a fantastic show here. And Michael, when is it?
You can check him out live Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific time, and replays at 5 p.m. Pacific time, so that's 11 a.m. Pacific time, and then once again at 5 p.m. Pacific time.
There you go. Robert Davi. Great person. I mean, he's such a nice guy, sweet guy. Mr. Swade, you're hiding behind all the monsters there. What's going on?
No, she's just helping out old Mike over here.
Old Mike.
OLE.
Mr. Cashman.
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
I have been, since last March, I have been busier than a one-toothed man at a corn on the cob eating contest.
You have been part of the voice acting business for years.
I've been in Los Angeles for over 40 years.
Now, did you start or have been a professor all along, or did you actually do commercials?
No. I came to Los Angeles to be a commercial producer.
Okay.
And I spent 20 years from again, late 70s, up until the millennium, spent over 20 years writing, producing, casting, and directing commercials, specifically radio, specializing in radio. And then after 20 years of doing that, a number of people said, why aren't you teaching?
Okay.
And I thought initially, there are a lot of teachers out there, a lot of voice acting teachers out there. I don't know if I would be able to, I wasn't sure what I could contribute. And they said, well, you can contribute something by you're not just a voice actor. You're a writer, you're a producer, you're a casting director. And that is basically where a lot of people can learn stuff. And so I said, okay, I figured I would try that out.
The physical acting part, they have the Meisner method, the Chekhov,
that's for stage and film.
Right. So there's a lot of these methods that actually, if you really filter them all down, they're very similar.
They have a lot of similarities.
They're actually a takeoff from. They go back actually to Constantine. What is it? Stanislavski.
Stanislavski and Meisner. Again, variations of the theme.
Does the voice acting have methods such as?
No, technically no. In terms of classical training, no, not at all. Most people who are in voice acting or get into voice acting or want to get into voice acting, a lot of those people, most of those people, are just readers. Mm-hmm. They're just reading words because they thought, voice acting, I don't have to memorize my lines. I don't have to memorize large swaths of text. I can just read.
Yeah.
And I don't have to worry about, again, going up on my lines or forgetting my lines. So I'll just be a voice actor and I'll just read. And that's it. Ultimately, that's all they're doing. They're just reading.
But you know what? I referred to it, and somebody tried to correct me. Because they said, why do you call it voice acting?
Mm-hmm.
It is voice acting.
Of course it is.
I mean, it's voiceovers. No.
Well,
actually, voice acting because you're trying to convey a vocal message on a radio primarily that the brain can translate into a mental picture.
Absolutely. But there are some times when the person is not acting at all. 2.9% APR financing for 60 months on all vehicles in stock does not require acting.
Right.
It just requires you to speak clearly and be able to read. But that's not acting, that's announcing. But a lot of people get confused between voiceover and voice acting. But voiceover is just reading. Voice acting is actually acting, as you said, is telling a story.
People have a tendency to kind of look at the surface of everything. You know? Like in anything at all. Even physical acting, theater, film, whatever. You still find the person that goes there and, my God, and the big exclamation there, the arms go up and all of that. And
Overacting?
It still happens. Of course it still happens a lot. I see it
Particularly on stage. Why?
Because on stage you almost have to exaggerate.
Particularly when you don't have a microphone.
Right.
So you've got to be able to, the person way in the back in the nosebleed seats has got to be able to hear you.
Yeah.
And so you over-project and you overact and you tend to ham it up. Which you have that latitude in theater.
Right.
On camera, you don't have as much of that latitude. It's much more subtle. It's much
Right.
more nuanced.
But by the same token, regardless, in acting, you really need to get into what the character is all about.
Of course, that's what acting is.
But it's the same as voice acting.
Absolutely. It depends upon the story. So just think about all the animated series that you've seen and all the characters there, the video game characters that you've seen there, or people who are narrating audiobooks. There's character work. That's what acting is all about, inhabiting a role. That's what acting has been about since its beginning.
I was very fortunate because my dad had friends that worked in radio. And they all did live radio comments.
That's
you know, with the little door and the shoes,
all this
stuff.
That's right. It's called Foley. Foley effects.
But the funny thing is that when you heard it on the radio, it would transport you.
Absolutely. The theater of the mind. Don't forget, we had television, we had radio, and everyone sat around the radio, the theater of the mind. And you know what's really funny is when television was invented, and people started watching television, and they started hearing the shows, seeing the shows that they had heard on the radio. I keep on moving my hands and missing my microphone. I apologize, gentlemen. When they started watching TV, and they saw the shows that they had heard on radio. They said, "That wasn't what I saw in my mind. That's not even interesting. That's not even compelling. I saw so many better things when I was."
Yeah. I mean, I grew up as a kid. We would have dinner, the whole thing, and then my grandfather would turn on this enormous big radio, and it has this green light that would go like open, like that. And for that, when it's finally steady, all the tubes were warmed up and everything. It was time for the countdown.
Yeah.
You know? Let's take a little bit of a break. We'll be right back.
For the getaway of your dreams, come to Hawaii's playground, Ka'anapali Beach Resort, on the fun side of Maui, where the world comes to play. Find your spot on Ka'anapali Beach with 3 miles of white sand, 12 resort properties, 2 golf courses, and 2 shopping centers. Enjoy the playground of Hawaii's ancient royalty. Ka'anapali Beach Resort is Hawaii's original master planned destination resort and home of the Hawaii Food and Wine Festival. With views of 2 neighboring islands, you can breathe in the land's natural beauty from your favorite resort or golf fairway. Come experience Ka'anapali's own special brand of Hawaiian hospitality with world-class dining, relaxing resorts, water sports, and activities of every kind. For romantic, family, and great friend getaways, discover the options of Ka'anapali Beach Resort, where the world comes to play. Plan your getaway today. Visit Ka'anapaliResort.com. That's KAANAPALI Resort.com.
Now it's time for MedVed's Entertainment Minute.
One of the great disputes in Western civilization is just how many Fast and Furious films have appeared till now. But fortunately, that conflict is now settled with the release of F9, playing successfully in movie theaters around the world.
So we're up against a master thief, assassin, high-performance driver. Who is he?
Jacob is Dom's brother.
Okay, we're not giving away anything. They actually reveal that secret family connection at the very beginning of a 2.5-hour slog. And it's all about the brotherly conflict between Vin Diesel and John Cena. In this meandering morass, it's a mild surprise to see gifted actors like Charlize Theron and Helen Mirren and Kurt Russell turning up. But there they are, to a barely adequate, lumbering behemoth that is in every way too much. It's rated PG-13, 2 stars for F9, and yes, they're already preparing a sequel.
Fred Dreyer here. Join me at the Ramp Bar and Grill in Burbank, California. Now open with indoor dining. Monday through Thursday, noon to 9, Friday, noon to 10, and Saturday, 4 to 10. Happy hour weekdays from 2 to 7 p.m. It's the home of the $5 margarita, by the way. Start with mouth-watering charbroiled chicken nachos. The best cheesy garlic bread in town, steamed clams and delicious soups and fresh salads. The best burgers in town. And steaks? Oh, you bet. Yum. Ribeye, filet, even prime rib. Italian specialties too. Ravioli, linguine, capellini, pomodoro, chicken parmesan, and a lot more. Save room for desserts too, including homemade cheesecake. It's the Ramp Bar and Grill, 7730 North Hollywood Way, minutes from Burbank Airport. Call 818-768-6499. Takeout and Postmates delivery too. Reserve your tables now. Call 818-768-6499.
All right, now let's do a little business here. Voice acting is not that easy to get into, is it?
Well, you know, easy is a relative term.
Okay.
I will actually say that somebody who wanted to be a voice actor now would have an easier time of it than, let's say, 30 years ago.
Really?
Yes, because 30 years ago, there was no such thing as the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And if you wanted to be an actor, voice actor, you had to live in one of the major markets in the United States, L.A., Chicago, or New York.
Okay.
And you would have an agent and go into the agency and you would send literal your demos through the mail and stuff like that. Okay. And it was it wasn't an easy process and wasn't easy to get noticed and known.
Okay.
Now, with the internet, you can reach out to anybody. You can go online and get training. You can submit. You can find demo producers to produce a demo for you. You've got lists of talent agencies all around the world that you could submit your demo to. And so the opportunities today are absolutely enormous compared to just 30 years ago.
Well, I have a little bit of a different take on the internet. And we're using it right now.
Yes.
Actually, we are reaching people through the internet. But also through landline and whatnot. But anyway, what it is that I think what it has opened up is a big avenue for glut, a huge glut of questionable talent. If you have one of these iPhones and you think you put yourself la la la, you're a singer already. Put it out there.
Well, you might think you're a singer, but ultimately, what you record has to have an end result. In other words, there have to be people who are listening to you that are going to determine whether you're talented or not. So you can sing into an iPhone all day long. You could look into a camera all day long. You could sing behind a microphone all day long. It doesn't mean that you're talented.
Right. But what I'm saying,
the beauty of it is, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. You could be in Timbuktu, and if you've got talent, and you sing out there, you'll get noticed.
Yeah. Are agents common? Like in the acting business?
Yes. Talent agents have been around for 50 years now. And usually when a voice actor, let's say, had an audition, their agent sent them an audition, the actor would go into the talent agency and record, and then go home and wait for the phone to ring. Now, the talent agent sends the actor their script. The actor records their script in their own home studio.
Right.
And then submits it to the talent agent, who then submits it on to the advertiser. But home studios are now ubiquitous.
Okay.
And that's the one thing that the pandemic exposed was the fact that a lot of people were totally unprepared to record themselves in their own home when they were used to going into their talent agent.
You know, it's really funny because long time ago I set up an office and I set up a sound studio, sound booth, and it had to have all kinds of different sizes and measures and baddies and all that stuff.
Sound treatment.
Now you can actually buy a horseshoe prefabricated thing about this.
Well, those I'm going to actually rail against those. Those are jerry-rigged things that people think, I can create a little studio anywhere in the world.
You can't.
I wish I had invented them. I could retire yesterday on the royalties. But they're really useless.
Because the only reason why I mentioned it is because I was doing an audition not long ago at this place. I went for measurements and whatnot. And they had one of those. And I was looking at it and I go like, oh. And the lady that was in charge of the place, she goes, that has some miracle thing right there. Because we do a lot of voiceovers here.
Okay.
So I saw it and I go like, okay, maybe I should.
Maybe yes, but the thing it just depends upon the environment. In other words, that piece of equipment may have also been used in a room that was also set up to contain sound. And so there's a ton of stuff on the market that you can buy. That's affordable, but not necessarily
good quality.
Also, if you need home studio consultations, Sierra Digital provide that.
There you go. Why don't we take a little bit of a break here, and we'll be right back.
Thank you, Roland.
I've set up a lot of home studios these past 16 months.
Yeah, not only a great engineer, but advertiser and promoter.
Right. Order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus,
It was really funny because
olives on the side, a fillet.
The station where I used to be before, the LA
You
Top
unfurl
Radio.
your napkin with a flair, close your eyes,
The
and
owner
prepare
had
to
so many rules
listen.
and regulations.
There it is. The sweet
I
music
love it
you
here.
long to hear.
So
The sizzle. The sizzle
Sometimes
of a Ruth's Chris
we don't
steak.
have yes, we don't have anything. We come over, tell Mike, this is going to be one of those off the cuff things. Oh, great, yeah, let's do it.
Degrees.
He's a great guy.
We call it. It's always good to have
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine?
let you do
Or
your
that
thing.
one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
at this station?
Yeah, just Lifestyle Buzz.
Oh, I've been at it since 2009.
What are you going to do with your old car? You could try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible.
Maybe I should
Just
see
call
right now that I'm doing this and stuff like that.
1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
For the getaway of your dreams, come to Hawaii's Playground, Ka'anapali Beach Resort, on the fun side of Maui, where the world comes to play. Find your spot on Ka'anapali Beach with 3 miles of white sand, 12 resort properties, 2 golf courses, and 2 shopping centers. Enjoy the playground of Hawaii's ancient royalty. Ka'anapali Beach Resort is Hawaii's original master plan destination
There's
resort.
the surface. You were talking about the surface before. What we see on the surface.
Views of 2 neighboring islands.
Exactly.
Breathe in the land's natural
That's what I'm
beauty
saying.
from your
You see
favorite
the surface
resort
and it all
or
looks
golf
so
getaway.
easy.
Well, that's
Experience
just,
Ka'anapali's own
you
special
know what?
brand of
That has
Hawaiian
been
hospitality with world-class dining, relaxing resorts, water sports, and activities of every kind. For romantic, family, and great friend getaways, discover the options of Ka'anapali Beach Resort, where the world comes to play. Plan your getaway today. Visit Ka'anapaliResort.com. That's KAANAPALI Resort.com.
Let's talk about your credit cards.
I had
When you first start
probably
using them, it's a
30
slow
cards
drip.
that I
You
can
make charges, then
Whoa!
more charges, then bills come, and they keep coming. When you open your statements, the floodgates
like
come
trophies?
pouring in.
No, you get like
Otherwise, you
mentioned,
have
we
more
get written
credit card
about
debt than you can
and stuff
afford,
like that.
and you're barely making the minimum payments. Wouldn't it be nice to make one affordable payment and have all your credit card bills covered? Make this free call and learn our responsible way to get your credit card bills paid and under control.
Sponsored by Consumer Education Services, a nonprofit organization.
800-876-3643. 800-876-3643. 800-876-3643. That's 800-876-3643.
CESI is not a loan company. The establishment of a debt management plan may adversely affect your credit rating. Non-payment of debt may lead creditors to increase finance and other charges to undertake collection activity, including liquidation.
All right, we are here with Mr. Marc Cashman, Guru voiceover. Well, voice acting. Okay,
Yes,
let's
yes.
start about get you going.
That's exactly right. Voice acting.
For a person that wants to get into the business,
And they
call your phone number and say, I've been told that I have a great voice. I'm sure that's something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
What
are the first steps? What are the steps before you actually develop interest and want to hear?
Right. Exactly. And a lot.
Because it's time spent.
Absolutely. The first thing that you've got to do with anything that you're interested in doing is learning how to do it. It's called training. It's called education.
Okay.
Is there anything in the world that you want to do that doesn't require training or education? No. There's really nothing.
I mean,
So that's really what it comes down to. What's the first thing you want to do? Train.
Okay,
So the tool for the voice actor, obviously, the vocal cords.
No, that's just that's the surface. You talked about the surface thing. The voice is just the tip of the iceberg. It has nothing to do with how great your voice is. It has to do with how good an actor you are and how good a storyteller you are. Now, I want to make a distinction just before I make the distinction between voiceover and voice acting. I always want to remind people that not everybody can be an actor. Not everybody can be a great actor. And I always joke about, I always say, if everybody was an actor, I'd kill myself. But the bottom line is, whether you're an actor or whether you're a non-actor, you still have to be able to tell a story great.
Right.
Compellingly. Interestingly. Entertainingly. You've got to be able to tell a story. And that requires an ability to actually read. Now, there's some people who say, I've got a great voice, but I can't read. Worth that crap. And I say, that's going to be a major problem. That's like you wanting to be a runner and saying, I've got my feet don't work. So that said, all because you have a great voice is absolutely meaningless. You've got to be able to tell a story. If you have a problem reading, let's say you're dyslexic, let's say you're on the spectrum of dyslexia, that's going to be a major hurdle. That's going to be a major challenge that a lot of people can't surmount. Because again, that's a handicap that you many times cannot overcome. And that's going to put basically chains on your feet if you wanted to run.
Is there how can I put this? Is there a particular sound that you as an engineer look for when somebody's reading let's say a commercial?
Yes. It's interesting. Sound. I refer to it as your voice print. Okay. Just like you have a fingerprint. Everybody's got a unique voice print, just like we have unique fingerprints. Okay. And there are some actors whose voices are more appealing than others because they're more resonant. They're a little bit deeper. They're baritones or bosses. Mm-hmm. So we hear that richness, the fullness of their voice. But at the same time, there are other actors who don't have that deep intoning types, but still are absolutely wonderful storytellers. For instance, I'm going to pick somebody older. Richard Attenborough. Mm-hmm. You know who Richard Attenborough is? He's now Sir Richard Attenborough, and he's been narrating documentaries about nature for 20, 30 years now. One of the foremost documentary narrators in the world. He's in his 90s. In his 90s, Orlando. And he's still going strong. He's a storyteller. He's a wonderful storyteller. Now he's got a little bit more unique perspective because not only does he tell the stories, he is part of the story. He was an explorer. He's a nature conservatist. He's an amazing person, not just a narrator.
Okay.
So he's able to put his heart and his soul into his story. And that's ultimately what we have to do. As voice actors, whether you're an actor on stage or on camera behind a microphone, you still have to tell a story.
Long time ago, I actually had a customer that I was at her house, and she's a voice actor. And she had this little setup, and she had I was actually delivering a car for her. And so I happened to be where she was working. And she got on the microphone, the thing on the screen, and she was I forget what it was, something to do about a bank, something of financing or whatever. Anyway. And the man kept on saying, one more. And she did it again. One more. And she did it like, I don't know, 15 times. And finally she says, okay, beautiful. To me, they all sounded the same. And it reminded me of a movie that's out with Sam Elliott called The Hero. I don't know if you've ever seen it or not. Yes. Where he does this thing, Lone Star. The best barbecue for chicken. Barbecue sauce for chicken. And he kept on going to say, they all sounded the same. What is it exactly that is being looked for?
Emotion. It's pure emotion. Advertisers have one goal in mind. For the listener or the viewer to have a good experience hearing or seeing their product or service. That's what they want. They want you to have what they call a positive emotional response. So the story that you tell about a product or service, if it results in somebody saying, "Oh, I like that story. Oh, I'm going to consider getting that product when I see it next time." A positive emotional response. That's what they want from every single advertisement, and that's what they're listening for in every single story that's told.
Okay. You know what? I have always wondered about that.
Now you know.
The way you explain it. Now I know. Let's see how far out are we?
Let's take another
break. Be right back.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Clay's Cleaning Service has a spotless reputation.
You take care of the windows. Hello, this is Clay.
But his business operations could use a light dusting.
Boy, I had you scheduled for next week. I'll just check here. No, absolutely. We will be there tomorrow.
Indeed can help him hire the people he needs.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into a real book, a masterpiece that could someday make the bestseller list in hard copy and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing.
800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. That's 800-378-3212.
All right. So anyway, Lone Star.
Yeah.
Barbecue sauce or chicken. I love Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott. Everybody wants to be Sam Elliott.
I know. That's one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about. And there's a lot of A-listers.
Yeah. Celebrities. Yeah.
Doing
yes, and they have been for quite a while.
Yeah. But the funny thing is that it used to be that if an A-lister did a commercial, the career's over.
Not anymore.
Now,
do you know why? By the way, they use celebrities.
Well, primarily because they're known.
Yes, but not their face isn't on camera, and their face isn't on the radio. Do you know why?
The voice is recognized.
Yes, it's recognized. You know what they call those voices? They call them sticky voices.
Oh, really?
Sticky voices, because those voices you can hear in your head without them even opening their mouth.
Right. You know, it's Samuel Jackson. You know,
exactly right. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone. We can go on and on. Not that they necessarily endorse a lot of products and services, but they use sticky voices that people will recognize without seeing the face.
Is that more or less hurting
No.
People
No.
that want to come
Not at all. People are saying, those celebrities, they're stealing all our jobs. I'm sorry. Celebrities take maybe one fraction of 1% of all the voice work out there. No, that's a red herring.
But they do get paid a lot more.
Of course they do. They're celebrities.
Yeah.
Of course they do.
Speaking of celebrities, you wrote a book.
I did, but that's not a celebrity thing. That's just a compilation of basically everything that I know that I've done over the past 40 years and put into one book. And what's really funny is after I finished writing the book, I started looking at it and say, I forgot to talk about this, or I didn't get to talk about that, or I forgot to put this thing in here. So I'm working on the sequel. The current one is called VOOH. People say, well, why did you title it that? It's because when people read the book or they work with me, they end up saying, oh, I didn't know you could do that. Oh, you're allowed to do that? Oh, that's a really, really cool trick. Oh, I'm going to try that. And so the sequel right now, the working title is VOMG.
Oh. Sounds good. Yep. You know what? I mean, that's something that I've always wanted to do was write. I loved writing.
Uh-huh.
Not a book about whatever, but just write. I've been writing some film scripts and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
So and right now there's one actually out there being considered.
Fantastic.
For a movie, yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
You must have been so excited when you got the offer.
Well, yeah, you know what? I mean, listen, it's a long process.
Of course.
But the fact that somebody saw it and considered it,
yeah,
it's really great.
That would be amazing. So, well, you better let us know if they option it.
When I drive by you in my limousine, I'll wiggle my fingers through the window.
Thank
you know
thank
it's
you,
me.
Orlando. You're a good man. You're a good man.
Has the pandemic been really bad for voiceovers or for your business? Or?
Well, it's very interesting. As I mentioned earlier, ever since last March, I've just been incredible. I've been busier than a one-legged man at an ass-kicking contest. Mm-hmm. So it's basically, I've been extremely busy, and most voice actors have been very, very busy. Why? Because 15 months ago, when there was this lockdown and everybody was self-isolating, voice actors have been self-isolating for years. Mm-hmm. We already know how to do that. We've got our studios. We've got our home studios. We're completely isolated. We've been isolated. So we were in the right place at the right time for a lot of advertisers because a lot of studios, just regular commercial studios, were shutting down because of COVID and COVID regulations and things like that. Mm-hmm. So people who were already set up in their home studios, they were basically sitting in the catbird seat. They were a turnkey operation.
Okay.
And so actually, believe it or not, most people in the pandemic, most working voice actors have thrived.
Okay. What about training-wise?
Training-wise? Because places were closed down, classrooms, studios were actually closed down, a lot of training went online. But I've been doing online training since 2015. Okay. I've been doing this for 6 years now. And so it was not, people say, was it an adjustment 15 months ago? It wasn't an adjustment at all. It was I just continued doing what I've been doing.
Just a continuation?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you know what? I mean, it sounds like it's the place to be, To be honest, I would love to do more.
Uh-huh.
So do you act as an agent too?
No. That is the one thing that I do not do. I'm not an agency. I don't represent talent. I direct, I produce, I cast. But in terms of actually representing talent, that's the job of a talent agency. You need a license, and you deal with hundreds of people, and that's the last thing I want to do.
Right, because it takes time from the actual
production itself, and since I'm involved in teaching and in writing and in acting I just don't have enough hours in the day to be a talent agent.
Give us your contact info.
Anybody can find me at CashmanCommercials.com. It's right there up on the screen, CashmanCommercialsPlural.com. Contact me anytime. I'll get back to you with any questions.
Okay, sounds good to me. And then is training back on the line as far as?
Absolutely, training is online, and I've got classes online pretty much all throughout the year. You can again go to my website and check that out, and be able to and also get the book if you want to. And
right.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Thank you, Orlando.
Let's talk about your credit cards. When you first start using them, it's a slow drip. You make charges, then more charges, then bills come, and they keep coming. When you open your statements, the floodgates come pouring in. You realize you have more credit card debt than you can afford, and you're barely making the minimum payments. Wouldn't it be nice to make one affordable payment and have all your credit card bills covered? Make this free call and learn our responsible way to get your credit card bills paid and under control.
Sponsored by Consumer Education Services, a nonprofit organization.
800-876-3643. 800-876-3643. 800-876-3643. That's 800-876-3643.
CESI is not a loan company. The establishment of a debt management plan may adversely affect your credit rating. Non-payment of debt may lead creditors to increase finance and other charges to undertake collection activity, including liquidation.
When you really want Italian food, you have got to get to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club. Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Citizens, no need now to clamor for culinary gustatorial delights. Dreams do come true. Columbo's has triumphantly reopened its golden doors to feed the famished and soothe the savage beast. Bask in the delights of Columbo's succulent steaks, Neptune's superior offerings from the seven seas, Columbo's family Italian specialties, and of course their world-famous meatballs, and it's all so affordable. Yes, Columbo's, the ninth wonder of the world, the Southern California pantheon dedicated to unrivaled and unparalleled yum-yum. Columbo's, that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Columbo's, mangia bene.
It's been tough talking to my doctor about constipation with belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. I finally laid all my symptoms out there and how they keep coming back. She said I may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. We agreed it's time to try something different.
Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. There could be more to your story with IBS-C. Visit a doctor in person or online. Say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by AbbVie and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
Welcome back to Lifestyle Buzz, and this is the closing segment. And before I go, I want to give you a little bit of technical advice. Not that, it's a little sad story. As you well know, old devices, telephone devices, they have a little thing that says airplane mode, okay? I put mine on airplane mode, and I threw it up in the air. And to my surprise,
it didn't fly.
It didn't fly.
What happened?
They should call it crashing mode.
Yeah.
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 So now, I don't have a phone and waiting for mine to come from the factory.
Excellent.
So, I like to share stuff like that with my people. You know what I'm saying?
This is good.
Because
it's a little insight into just life's quirky moments.
Yeah. I think, in my opinion, all phones should be taken, the airplane mode should be taken off because they lie. What do you think?
I think you ought to bring that up with the phone company. Just write them a letter and just say, here's a suggestion, see what they say. Think you'll get any response?
They'll probably send me a rubber phone.
They'll probably send you...
Or a phone with a parachute.
Yeah. That if they have a sense of humor.
Well, listen, you know what? I think that radio happens to be the most fantastic. I mean, there's visual, there's all kinds of stuff. But radio is the purest form of communication to a whole lot of people.
Our producer here brought up the fact that the new radio are podcasts.
Yeah.
And audiobooks that people are listening to as they're commuting, as opposed to just listening to, let's say, AM or even FM radio.
Yeah.
It's a whole new world where they get a lot of information just by purely listening.
For more information about the show or for suggestions and whatever else you want to talk about, please contact me at lifestylebuzztoday@gmail.com, lifestylebuzztoday@gmail.com. And for my friend, Mr. Cashman, Cashman Commercials.
Yes, sir.
.com.
Thank you, Orlando. As always, thank you for inviting me to your show. I always have a good time.
Yeah, you're one of the best guests that you're entertaining.
Oh, you say that to all the girls.
Well, what can I tell you? I expect a check to be in the mail.
Yeah. Don't hold your breath.
Michael, what have you got to say?
Yeah, fantastic. Just one question real fast to you, Mark. I took a lot of training, my college broadcasting career.
Excellent.
And a lot of the voiceover professors said that you have to do it this one way. You have to stand, you have to project, you have to arch your back. And I've been doing this for, over 5 years now, and I find that it's whatever makes you comfortable, right?
Absolutely. It just depends upon what you're doing. I tell my students, if you have a story to tell that's got a lot of energy, stand. But if you have a story to tell that's quiet and thoughtful and contemplative, sit. Be most comfortable with the story that you're telling. There is no one way.
Yeah, that's fantastic advice. Learn, train, but then develop your own comfort level and what gives you the best performance, and move forward with that.
Absolutely.
Well, you know what? It's actually the same in physical acting, theater acting. I mean, there's a lot of actors out there that really get deep into the role, and then there's some that just absorb the character and are themselves, but in the character form.
Absolutely.
And those are the purest ones that.
Well, again, everybody who gives a performance that is just absolutely, totally believable has done a ton of work getting to that point.
There you go. Practice. Call my friend Mark, and he will teach you how to get into the business. And in the meantime, peace and understanding. Have a good time. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Bye-bye.